Hello, long time no see. It is now November, which is honestly insane. I hope you had a good Halloween. I definitely had a very fun Halloween. A couple of friends and I went to downtown Disney and ate some yummy food and then came back and passed out candy. And then we also played like one of those like mystery, like murder mysteries that comes in a box. Yeah, it was really funny because we like solved it within the first like 10-20 minutes. But then like it honestly took us longer to go through all the evidence than to actually figure out who it was. It was really silly. It took us like 2 hours. And we also played Incoherent, which if you don't know is like the game where like on the back is a phrase, but on the front is like words that sound like it. You have to figure out what the phrase is. That that was really funny. It was great. Oh my god, no. And then the day I'm filming this, the election's tomorrow, which is great. Okay, now let's actually get started. Hello everyone, my name is Zarina and welcome to whatever this video is going to become. Today we're going through all the books that I read for, we're doing May and June. We finally have hit the point of the year where I'm not reading an absolutely insane number of books for the month, which is kind of like, okay, low-key untrue because in June I kind of read, it's like 13 books that I read in June, but when I get there, you'll understand why it wasn't that insane. Before I blabber on for too much longer, let's just get started, guys. Yeah. I feel out of practice from doing this. I was getting really good at having sort of descriptions of books, but we're gonna see how this goes. So I only read 2 books for the month of May. And when I say that I use romance novels to cope with stress, you'll definitely understand May. The first book that I read for the month of May was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Oh my god, you guys, so I love sports romances. This one got a 3-star for me. It was like okay. It's definitely one of those books that's way more hyped than it should be. Was it terrible? No. Was it absolutely as fantastic and amazing as people say it is? No, not really. This book follows Anastasia, who is a figure skater, and some other guy who I can't remember his name, Nate, and he's the captain of a hockey team, and like due to some circumstances they end up having to work together. I forgot the very little amount of plot that's in this book. I can see my face turning red as I'm trying to remember aspects of this book because I cannot remember other than like a few freaking details from this book. Yeah, so basically these two people have to, yes, and yeah, romance novel, you can figure it out. However, I had a major problem with Anastasia, or whatever they call her. She has a nickname. Don't remember it. Basically, she is like a actual piece of, like, she's the most 2D character to ever exist, ever in a romance book. Like, she is so non-existent for, like, literally most of the book. To the point where, like, I understand a little bit with romance novels, like, making some characters a little 2D, especially if it's going for more like a YN type of like feel. However, I don't fully believe that's what this author was going for, and it actually made it really hard to read because she feels so non-existent even though we're in her perspective. It's like, what the heck is, like, why, what is what? Just I did find like the plot is okay. I think it would be a lot more strengthened if Anastasia's character was a lot stronger than it is, but it just isn't. So that's why I gave it a 3 stars. Like, I'm a fan of smut. Trust me, I love smut. However, when it's kind of just like randomly thrown in with like just like scenes, just like randomly, it's a little strange. Like, there's no like feeling to the book. Is kind of just like really in your face the entire time. Again, I understand it's a romance novel, but like it just didn't hit the way they're supposed to. Okay, we're rambling, so we're just gonna move on to the next book. Oh my god, I forgot, but so basically I now have permission to ramble in my videos a little bit longer because I had to delete Genshin Impact off my phone. If you guys don't know what Genshin Impact is, it's a mobile game, but it's like a huge like RPG, and it was taking 37 gigs on my phone, and that's one of the reasons I couldn't post long videos, was because like the app I used to process the videos would take like 1 or 2 gigs of like space to process the video so that it could be sent to, like, the video itself would not end up as like 1 or 2 gigs, but like the processing space that it needed more space. And guys, I did it for you. I deleted Genshin. I was trying to wait. Okay, in all honesty, I was trying to wait until I could afford an iPad so that I could download Genshin on my iPad and then delete it off my phone, so I didn't worry about losing my account. But unfortunate circumstances, I have still not afforded that said iPad. So instead, I just had to delete Genshin. And no, it's because I love you guys, and I will be forever sad if MiHoYo deletes my account details. But I'm really hoping it's not, because it's like an online account. You know what? It's signed in on my laptop. I might be okay. Oh my god, no. And then Genshin on the laptop is like 250 gigs or something, like absolutely stupid. And like I freaking, so another reason I stopped playing the game was just because like it took 37 gigs, but that's also like 12 updates ago, because like I literally updated it, played for like a week, and then another update happened and I didn't have enough storage for it. So I was like, fine. So right now I don't even know what world they're on. I stopped playing at Sumeru. Definitely rambling. Okay, the second and last book for the month of May was Love on the Brain by Hazelwood. I gave it a 5-star, but at this moment, I could not tell you a single character in this book or what happened. I might be combining this one's plot with Not in Love. Yeah, but I really don't remember. I apparently enjoyed it. You know what? But at this point, I have kind of figured out. Oh, I read the back. Okay, so this one's actually really fun because, like, was like the twist really obvious? Yes. But was it still kind of like, wait, no, is this, oh my god, wait, I'm like actively, this book was crazy, actually. It's like flooding back to me all of a sudden. The floodgates have opened and my brain has remembered. This book, it was a lot of fun. Again, like the twist was like kind of obvious, but then the ending was just like absolutely insane. The one qualm I am now starting to have with Hazelwood books is like there's not enough at the end. Like it like resolves, but then we don't get like a scene after, or like, I can't remember. I think Not in Love has one where like it wraps up, but like all her books kind of like end and you know like good things are gonna happen, but you don't get to see any of those good things, and like somewhat that drives me nuts. But I also just love the whole journey to there so much that I like, yeah. But I gave it a 5-star, so yeah, you should read it. I've been talking for forever and we're barely done with the 2 books in May. So let me move on to the freaking 13 from June. Also, don't be scared. You'll see there was 13, but like some of them were like, the first book that I read for the month of June was To Sir Phillip with Love by Quinn. This is the 5th book in the Bridgerton series, and yo, this was by far the worst one. Like, I don't like Daphne's story, but it's not badly written. I just don't like it. This one, however, was really terribly written. Eloise is literally the most boring, non-existent character. Like, her and Anastasia from Icebreaker? I almost said ice hockey. From Icebreaker are like neck and neck with how flat and 2D their characters are. If you've seen the show and you're like, that's not Eloise, yeah, they fixed a lot of the issues for the show. Versus like in the book, she is like so flat and non-existent. I'm like, how is this the same Eloise that we've seen like throughout the series? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, to some degree, it sounds like something she'd do, but like the guy is really annoying too. Like, the romance just didn't make sense to me. I was like, this one's just weird. I also think it's the shortest one, and it's honestly low-key boring. I rated this one a 3 stars, but quite honestly, yeah, no, that's right. Like, it's okay. And unfortunately, you do have to read this to continue the series. Like, you can skip it, I guess, but like there is stuff in here that's like fun. It's not a terrible book. Like, yeah, some things are like not great. It's just also like in comparison to the rest of the seasons, the TV show, in comparison to the rest of the series, this is by far the worst one. So just be prepared. Okay, the next book that I read was When He Was Wicked, also by Quinn. This is the 6th book. 6th book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6th book in the Bridgerton series. This one's Francesca's story, and you guys, I loved it so much. I gave it a 4-star rating. Well, I was like, what is that thing called? 4-star rating. Francesca's story was so fun. I cannot wait till they get to her season, especially with some of the subtle changes that they've made in the show. I'm very excited. It's really hard to like pick which one of the last 3 books are my favorite because I think I've talked about it in an earlier video where I kind of consider the Bridgerton book series to be like the first 4 and then the second 4. Yeah, that's right. Numbers. And like, other than Eloise books not being great, I have a really hard time picking between Francesca, Hyacinth, and Gregory's books. Like, I like them better than Benedict's book, which was my favorite from the first. Like, the last 3 are insane. They're so good. So yeah, 4 stars. Okay, next. Also, if we're seeing the continued trend of coping with feelings by reading romance books, because I definitely see it. Yeah, and it's not further helped. It's not further helped by the next book that I read for the month, which was The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy. This is a part of, like, the Deals, like, the Briar I think is universe. Yeah, the college they all go to. This one is the second book in this specific series that follows the Graham Effect, I think is how you pronounce that name. English. Anyway, I love these books. These are full-blown my guilty pleasure. Like, oh my god, no, and this one's so fun because, like, she's a cheerleader, but she also does, like, ballroom dancing, so, like, her love interest, she has to, there's, like, this aspect with, like, ballroom dance. So, like, I did competitive dance. I did not do ballroom specifically, but there's enough similarities where I'm just like, it's so good. I just, yeah. But, like, to get the full effect, not out of this one, but out of, I feel like, this entire series, like, you really should read the 8 or 9 books that come before this series. It almost is like a nostalgia feeling when you get to see the characters come back and, like, how they they are 100%. It's really terrible how much I love these books. Like, yeah, if I didn't have so many books on my physical TBR, I most definitely would be rereading these. The next book that I read for June was It's in His Kiss, which is Hyacinth's story from the Bridgerton series. Again, these last 3, they're just so good. Like, yeah, you should read these. And I literally cannot wait till they get to their season. Okay, but anyway, that's enough. We're moving on. And we finally have done it because the next book is On the Way to the Wedding, which is Gregory's book of the Bridgerton series. This one was wild. It was so good. I honestly, so you get it. I love these last 3 books, and that's all I can say. Can I remember the plot at the moment? No, but I remembered I had a good time, and you'll have a good time. Okay, next. So the next book, which is the first part of why you'll see 13 books was kind of like a crazy number for June. I actually read a ton of manga volumes this month, which, like, the book counting places consider them as books, which, like, they are. The first one I read was A Sign of Affection Volume 1. This one's a really cute story. She's deaf and uses sign language, and he is the love interest. I unfortunately don't remember a lot. At this point, I've only read Volume 1, and I do want to read more of the manga before I watch the anime, but I heard that a lot of people who use sign language have said that it's pretty good. So yeah, I will continue this. What did I rate it? That's a good question. I rated The Dixon Rule 4.5, and then the last 2 Bridgerton books also a 4.5. It's good times all around. This one I rated a 4.25. So, like, I clearly enjoyed it. Though I do not remember what happened in a lot of the manga, we are starting to get to the point where I am remembering some of the plots of these books because I was like, okay, I do plan to film these videos at some point. I should actually actively remember what is happening in these books to be able to explain it. But we're getting there. I never said we were there. Correct. Okay, so the next couple books I don't have. So I'm going to be holding my notebook. Do you like my notebook? I made it myself. It's really cute. I also got, Mate, Stop Procrastinating, which I severely need at this moment. And then, yeah. I also got Haruhi and Tamaki in the corner. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So the next couple books that I read were Ouran High School Host Club volumes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And that is because I watched the one existing season ages ago, and then I got my friend into anime. Hey Cynthia. Ouran High School Host Club is like her show. So she bought the manga, which, like, props on her, because I was like, one day I will read all the manga, and like never did. So she bought it and she let me read it so I could finish it out, because I do think there was a point in middle school where I found like someone who would upload the chapters, and then whoever they were, I think they were caught, because like I stopped getting the chapters, and it was like on Instagram or Pinterest. It was on Pinterest. So like I just never finished it. Yeah, and then I rated all of them like somewhere between a 3.0 to like a 4.0. I need to be careful with what I say so that I don't get murdered. Yeah, the end of Ouran is not what I was expecting. I think, like, I knew, but I didn't want to know, you know? Like, I just wanted to be wrong that I knew, but I didn't, and that didn't make sense, but we're keeping that in. It was good. It was, oh, I do have, I don't, when I'm reading manga, I really, in manga, comics, basically any, like, graphic novels, I do have a qualm when they, like, I understand that some things need to be explained, but the whole point of having, like, a visual media is that less things should have to be explained. So when there's like huge chunks of text or like a lot of text on a page, we are gonna have some problems. And I think that's one of the reasons why I did rate some of the volumes for Ouran like lower. There's just so many words. Like, I don't want to read, I want to look. That's the point of, yeah, anyway, but the art was cute. So now that we've handled that, we're actually on the last book of the month. And here it is. Disney's Star Wars Forces of Production, Promotion, and Reception. I rated this a 3-star. So I should also mention, this is not only extremely nerdy for me to be reading about Star Wars, this is a grouping of academic essays on different points of Star Wars Forces of Production, Promotion, and Reception. Like, let me just read you the title. On Production and Promotion, Rebuilding Transmedia Star Wars, Strategies of Branding and Unbranding a Galaxy Far, Far Away. Yeah, and stuff like that. So it is an incredibly nerdy book, academic book. It was very difficult to get through. I think I was reading this for like 4 months. I was just, every day would read like 10 or so pages so that I could get through this. And honestly, it's really interesting. I enjoy Star Wars, so I think I really enjoyed like that aspect of it, especially how, so this really just doesn't deal with like Star Wars lore in the sense where like it's teaching you about the lore. It's more like how Disney shifted. Like, there's a whole chapter on, like, how Disney shifted lore and what's canon and what, like, is George Lucas canon versus fandom canon. Really, really fascinating stuff for me. Not for most people. However, I did rate it 3 stars because, like, so every essay basically has a different author, and some of them are really clunky and hard to get through, and, I mean, yeah, it's, like, it's a decent book. Like, it's not the best thing I've ever read, even in like the academic book sense, but it's a book and it exists. My favorite chapter, there's one where I mentioned there's a lot of really interesting talk about Ahsoka, but I think it's the Mandalorian variation, gender institutionality, and discursive constraints in Star Wars Rebels, which was really fun. There's like a piece about Ahsoka, and then there's another one on Disney's Princess Leia, which was fun, and then Rey, Mary Sue, and Phasma 2, Feminism and Fan Responses to the Force Awakens merchandise. Oh my god, no, but I'm like low-key so... I'm so embarrassed because the professor gave this to me. She's like one of my favorite professors ever. She ended up with a bunch of them, so she gave me one for free. And right after I graduated, she sent me a really like nice email, but I like panicked and didn't know what to say to it. So then I like, but then also I had to move out and like a bunch of stuff. So I like forgot about it for a couple months. And then I was like, I will email her when I'm done with this book to tell her like, thank you for the book. And then I didn't. And then, well, okay, not that I didn't. It took me a lot longer to finish the book. So like suddenly it was like the end of June. And I was like, oh my god, I still have to email her. And then I was like, okay, well then I'll email her when I finish the video for the book. And it's November and I still haven't emailed her, and she's super sweet, and I know she won't be mad at me, because like why would you be mad at someone about that? But like in my head, I feel like she's gonna be mad, and I like literally she's not going to. She's the nicest person ever, and so hopefully I'll send that email. But yeah, that's the last book of the month. So you guys, we only have July, August, September, and October, and I can tell you that for one of those months, I only read like 2 books too, so I'm probably gonna combine. So we only have 2 videos of catch up before we're actually on my pinky, on my October books. Yeah, I'm as excited as you are to be caught up, because then I can start doing different types of videos, because I do want to get caught up, because I do, yeah, oh my gosh, no, and then also, because I'm actually filming one of these from the, like towards the beginning of the month, we get to pull books from the book teapot. I counted how many pulls I get from this little teapot. It's actually a pretty huge teapot. It's like the size of my head. Yeah, but I have 4 this month, so shall we see what comes out of here? Okay, anyway. Oh, it's so jammed. Okay, hold on. So the first one is LOL. This one actually was removed. I removed from my list. Yeah. No wonder it kept getting stuck. That was the universe, I guess. Okay. First real one. There it goes. See, they just like come out. Oh, yay! We have Noragami by Arachitoka. Sorry, Japanese. It's the first volume of Noragami. I'm really excited. I used to watch the anime, but then it stopped coming out, so decided it's time to read the manga. Okay. Oh my gosh, why aren't any coming out? This one is Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. Okay, after much fighting, I finally got 2 more out. So this one, I have +1 Lakeside University by Avery Keelan, which I believe is a sports romance series that I have not started. So, and the last one is Collide by Balcabra, which I think is also a romance novel. I got 3 romance novels and 1 manga, so that's exciting. Well, we're now officially at the end of the video. And as much as I would love to say, see you when next video comes out, I really do think I'm cursed. So I'm just not going to say when my next video is going to come out because, yeah, okay. So it's just, yeah, I love you guys. I miss you guys. Yeah, bye-bye. Excuse me, chair. It is definitely one of those books. Yeah, if I didn't have so many books on my physical TBR, I most definitely would not. What? I most definitely would be rereading these. I don't know why I do this to myself. I literally cannot handle spicy, and then I go and eat like half a bag of spicy chips, which is Hyacinth. She is, or blah 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 is her show.